What's up, everybody? I'm Jason Mayfield, and today we're going to look at the brand new Logos 8. All right, so before we get started, I just want to be fully transparent with you. I have been a Logos Bible software user since, I think, Logos 4, maybe 5, but I think Logos 4. And so I've been using it for a while, several years now. And I have done every one of the upgrades. I've loved all of them. It's progressively gotten better. I will tell you that a few months ago, Logos reached out to me because they had seen some of the videos that I had done that had featured their software, and they just said, hey, if we shot you something a little early, would you take a look at it and do a review of it? And I said, absolutely. And that let me shoot you something a little early was Logos 8. And so they sent it to me a few days ago. I've been playing with it, and I wanted to shoot something and get it up so when it released, you would have kind of a quick, in a hurry review of Logos 8, whether or not you should get it, whether you should upgrade. I'm going to answer all of those questions for you. But before I go any further, if you want to upgrade, if you want to get a Logos software base package, I have a coupon code that's down below. I also have a link you can click down below to get discounts and stuff from Logos. So if you want to save a little money and you want to upgrade, you can use those links. That being said, I want to be totally honest about this update. This might be the most significant update they have done so far. Every time Logos has updated in the past, it's kind of been like, yeah, they've updated, they've added some stuff, but that's really all that's happened is there's been some stuff added. It's at least how it's felt to me. This Logos 8 update feels not completely new in the sense that it would feel weird using it, so it's not like one of those, but it does feel completely new in that this is a more pleasant experience before you even click on anything. It just kind of feels like it's caught up to 2018. It's always been great. There's always been great stuff going on with it, but it really, the interface being a little more clunky than maybe you would have wanted it to be, you know, being in, you know, the iPhone, Android, we touch our phones and things happen generation. And so with this though, it doesn't, that gap isn't there anymore. It really has come along. So I want to just say this up front. If you're thinking about upgrading, I would definitely recommend that. And if you're thinking about starting new, I would have recommended that back on Logos 4. Logos is awesome, so I would have recommended that forever. But if you're thinking about upgrading, updating, whatever you want to call it, I would really recommend you doing that. So I am going to point out some of the stuff that I think is really awesome. They obviously have tons of stuff in here that is brand new. That is awesome. That is amazing. But I'm going to show you some of my favorite features, and I'm going to start with the home page. As you see, the home page is completely different. They haven't gotten rid of all the stuff that was on here, but when you open the home page to Logos, it's obviously more suited towards the things that you've been doing and the activities you've been doing and your reading plans. So I really like that because the old home screen was just a little cluttered. This feels a little more, I don't know, direct. Like this is what I was doing. It's cleaner, it's easier, it's more straightforward. I really like that. But obviously the home screen only goes so far. So let's click around and see some stuff. Now I have a really big screen that I use, so I'm going to use my demos layout that's for my smaller screen so it shows up bigger for you. So let's get started. First things first. Obviously I've talked in the past about notes. I love digitizing my Bible notes, and Logos has been the best solution for that because of the way the notes interface with the text. So rather than having to dig through a Word document or an Evernote document, which I've done those things in the past, I'm able to just read my Bible digitally, even though I use a physical Bible, but I can go back digitally, read, and you know, when I get to John 3:16, I see all the notes there that are connected to John 3:16. That has been the way I've been doing it with Logos for a long time. It's great, but there were some things I didn't like, and Logos 8 actually solved all of those problems. So one of those problems was that whenever you did notes, you would create a document and the document would contain the notes that were connected to that document. And then if you had notes in a different document, it was hard to get those notes to move from one document to the other, and it was just, there was a lot of stuff with the organization of the notes that was kind of clunky to me. They fixed that. Now, instead of the notes being housed in a document, they're actually all housed in the notes section. So all of your notes will be in the notes section. And then you can organize those notes in notebooks, kind of similar to Evernote. So I've got my notes section here. By the way, if things move a little slower, it's not Logos, it's the screen recording application. It slows my entire computer down. So we've got the notes section here, and all we have to do to see everything, we can click right here. Now we can see all of these different filters that will take us through all of the things that we've done in the past. So we've got our notebooks here that have notes in them, and this is just super cool. So what I want to do real quick is I just want to take the journaling Bible. Actually, I'm going to do this one instead. This will be easier to figure out. So we're going to take 3 notes here. I'm just holding down the Shift key and clicking, and I'm going to drag those to the journaling Bible. Now, all of a sudden, those are in the journaling Bible section, so I don't have to go looking for stuff all over the place. So they're in here now. I'm going to select those same 3 notes, and I'm going to change some of the parameters here. So we're going to change the highlight style to a blue foreground, which is actually going to just change over in the deal, and we'll change the notes to blue, and we'll go tags, and we'll just call this changed. Actually, I'm not going to do that because that's just going to jack me up in the future. Okay, apply changes, and you'll see that changed right there on the fly. That is super cool. So you can filter, you can find all kinds of stuff, and the nice thing is you can create a note that's not in a notebook, and then you can just assign it after the fact and deal with that stuff later. It's really a great update. I'm super happy with the way Notes is. Now, I will tell you this, I have not tried the iOS stuff because it hasn't launched yet. I'm looking forward to seeing how Notes changes in the iOS devices. I'm super excited about it. So full transparency, I don't know if this is a new feature or an old feature, but because the layout is so much more intuitive, I'm actually able to find it. So this could be a new feature, this could be an old feature, but it's a new feature to me because I actually found it. So if you've ever used text comparison in Logos, it's really cool because you can see all of these different versions and actually see what the variances are kind of at just a glance. Now, for me, I'm used to this layout right here where you see the blue indicates the changes, and then you can also strike through stuff that isn't in the other passage. So you get that. But there's another view for this. It's the interlinear view. This is going to change the way I use this. And you can actually see, this is just so much more comprehensive for how things are different from passage to passage. So I'm really impressed with this interlinear view of the text comparison. And obviously you can add more versions if you choose to do so. The versions that I keep up are the ESV, the NASB, the CSB, the NRSV, the Amplified, the NIV, the KJV, and the Young's Living Translation. So those are the ones I like to keep up so I can take a look at things. So there you go. Now, another new feature that is actually a new feature that I really like, this one will take a while to explore the depth of, and it's not really so much a tool that you use to research. It's more of a tool that you use to help develop your process and make sure that you're walking through the steps you need to walk through to do everything that you need to do. And those are called workflows. So what I have here is I have a passage exegesis workflow pulled up for John 3:16, and what you do is you essentially enter in your reference or your passage, and then it starts taking you through steps that you should go to or go through in order to exegete this passage well and thoroughly. Here's what I really like about it. It's not doing it for you, but rather it's helping you walk through the steps that you need to walk through in order to do this yourself, which means that it's not going to take you to a theological conclusion that Logos wants to take you to. It's going to allow you to come to the theological conclusion that the Holy Spirit brings you to through your study. I'm really impressed with this. There's all kinds of workflows, And I'm not 100% sure, but if you can even start your workflows, there's a very good chance I could, or make your own workflows, there's a good chance I could take Logos and actually put in the process for creating an entire YouTube video and how I write out the content. This is really impressive. So you want to check out these workflows. This is worth its weight in gold. Speaking of which, in case you're wondering, I do use the gold base package. Now let me show you what I'm probably the most excited about. Well, let me correct that. I'm the most excited about the notes because I've already used the notes, and that's going to be like an update that's going to like really impact my workflow. But in terms of new features that I have to learn how to implement into my world, this is my favorite new feature, and it's called Canvas. So when you go to Tools and Canvas, it's going to pop up here, and this is so cool. I'm not going to be able to take you through like everything that it can do, and I'm not going to do anything that's comprehensive. I'm just going to kind of show you the tool set. So we're going to add John 3:16 in here. We're going to add to Canvas. Boom, John 3:16. Then we're going to add another passage, Romans 5:17. We're going to add to Canvas. Okay, and then we're going to move that. All right, so now I've got these two passages, and what this does is it will allow you to take images like a highlighter here, and we're going to just place this over whosoever, and now I can take that highlight and connect it down to another word here, whosoever. We'll connect that to who. Then I can change the color of that line. But I'm telling you guys, this right here is going to be a total game changer. And what I'm really excited about is seeing what this does with the iPad. So you'll be able to take this, draw, write notes, make connections. And here's one of my other favorite things. So you can select a word. So let's go in here and select gave, and it's going to open up these info cards. And you can take the info card and just sit it next to it. And so now you have all of this information about the actual Greek word there. And I did this the other day. I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video. I'll do it in another video. But I can make this to the size of a YouTube video or a projector screen, and I can export those images so you can create kind of a complex connection between verses and then pop it up on the screen. I'm telling you, this thing is super cool. Now, on top of all of that, they're also saying that Logos 8 is going to be up to 10 times faster than Logos 7. Now, I don't know if I can speak to the 10 times, but I will tell you this. In my little bit of experience with Logos 8, it is much faster than Logos 7 was. And so I'm really impressed with that because, let's be honest, Logos 7 wasn't the fastest application on the planet. So they've really improved that area. I'm super excited. I'm super happy to be using this. I'm looking forward to moving forward and using this in my workflow even more. I've always used Logos, been using it for years. But I may use it even more now because it's more efficient and it's a little more pleasant to look at. It's a little more intuitive. So I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And again, I just want to remind you, if you want to save money on your upgrade, use the code down in the description below. Now, hey, if you like this video, make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, and click the bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. And until next time, I'm praying that you continue to experience grace for life through Jesus Christ.